It's your sister Banaf Awalamia with the love of the Most High, because that's all I have to give is the love of the Most High, so I'm going to give it again. Okay, so this video is for a response to a comment I made on another video about, having multiple wives out of lust. They said my title was misleading because you can very well say that a man will marry one woman out of lust. And that's true. But understand that that's what it was meant to do. Remember, they told him better you marry your own wife. And that was to prevent men from being out here lusting after other people's wives and just chasing, multiple women. So better you have your own wife. Now, when it comes down to a man having multiple wives out of lust, that makes no sense, and that leads to sin. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have a wife now. So there's no need for you to be lusting. There should be no need for you to lust after another woman. In the Bible, let's start paying attention, right? Because in the Bible, none of the marriages that were polygamous were of the Most High. Meaning, the Most High never sent anyone to go marry multiple women. These are things that happen on its own. And it was either done out of trickery or lust. You can go over them yourself. And when they are multiple women, it's supposed to be for righteousness' sake, right? To fulfill the will of the Most High, meaning to build on or to help and add to the family, not just for having a lust of a person. You get? So when I said that we don't supposed to repeat our ancestors' mistakes, we're supposed to learn from them, it's because that's what the stories were told for, right? All our ancestors had multiple wives. But if you see that, you will notice that it was never them who either, okay, all of them never even asked for it. They were tricked into it, right? Some of them was given and forced into it by their own wives. And some was out of lust, like strictly out of lust. And I would say the wives were, I won't say the wives, well, I don't know, however, I guess one may call it. But, you had the wives who were lusting so bad for a child, who wanted a child so bad, right? They did not want to wait to receive a child from the Most High. And they started to give their husbands their handmaids, right? The husbands didn't ask for it. The wives gave them to them, right? Jacob didn't want more than one wife. Jacob only wanted one, and he was tricked into two. Abraham, he had Sarah. He was cool. She gave him the maid, you understand? Which brought about Ishmael. And we can go on and on. Like David, it was done out of lust. Solomon, which everyone loved to use, it was done out of lust. And that didn't end well for him, if you know what I mean. Many times in the Bible, we see that the men were out here committing a lot of crimes because these women could not deal in whoredom unless they had someone involving themselves in a whoredom with them, right? These men were also whoremongers. But it's no secret that the woman is more oppressed than the man, right? Because, hey, that's just the way it is. It's a let me not even go there because I don't even want to take it there. But yeah, and it's clear as day that it wasn't fair, and it was not the way of the Most High. I can get into that if, you want, but that is not the way of the Most High, because when the Most High made man, he made male and female, and they were both told to have dominion of the world, right? Of the land and of the air, the things of the air and the things of the sea. But people look over that and think that when he said he gave man dominion, he was just talking about a male. But if you understand what a man is, and when it was created, it said in Genesis 1 and in Genesis 5 that man was male and female. So with that being said, knowing that man is male and female, and we was given a dominion together, we were both given roles to play. Me as a woman, I bring forth children, I birth children, I nurture children. As a man should, he provides the seed, he helps and he protects, he provides. Why? Because again, while I am down, this is just the role we play as who we are as male and female, right? One is not better than the other. We serve each other. We both need each other because there's no way that this can go on if we don't work together. So, back to what I was saying about the polygamy, okay? That's out of lust. It's out of lust. And again, am I saying that man cannot have? Obviously, no, I'm not saying that, because we do know that and if that wasn't the case, and if it wasn't going to be acknowledged, then that would be a problem, right? Because the 12 tribes wouldn't be acknowledged. You get what I'm saying? But no, what I'm saying is it was out of lust. That wasn't that wasn't the righteous way the Most High intended to be. And believe me, because if that was the case, when man when man and woman, not male and female, right? But when man and woman, or men and woman, or men and woman were created in the flesh, meaning, right? Because again, that's something else to get into. The first creation of man, the creation of man, the true man, the spirit man, is male and female. In the flesh, we were separated into bodies, into flesh. Thus, the reason why flesh is contrary to spirit. Flesh is not of the Most High. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. You got to get outside the doctrine that you've been taught, and you got to look inside, right, and understand what the Most High placed in your heart, right? But again, that's a whole other thing. Again, though, yeah, it wasn't meant for what people use it for. People see a woman and they lust after her. They want her. You understand what I'm saying? There should be no reason why a man is out here still searching for a woman while you have a woman at home like that. It's only lustful. Because while you're looking for a woman, you don't know if she's married or not, and you watching for these women. Like, only thing I'm saying is be mindful and be careful. It is said that a man should have his own wife so he won't, to avoid the sin, to avoid those problems and them things there, right? To keep him out of the troubles. And let every woman have her own husband. But dare I say anything about that one, because, then everybody will go crazy. But again, at the end of the day, like I said, to each his own, and however they want to do it, because guess what? Only you and I, we don't stand together and answer for what we done. And I can't blame anyone else for what I have done, or what the male can't blame anyone for what he have done. He's going to have to stand there on his own and answer the Most High for all the things that he did in life. All of it. And you got to understand, the Most High know your heart. It doesn't matter what anybody want to tell me, right? And I learned to discern spirit. I look past the flesh, truly. Because, again, the Most High told us to discern spirit, be in spirit at all times. This world is fake. This world is not real. This flesh ain't even of the Most High, right? We're supposed to bring this flesh into submission of our spirit man. Because truthfully so, this flesh... Oh, yeah. Anyway. I'm sorry. I like to ramble. That's why I have... Anyway, that's why I needed to... Because I know how I ramble. I needed to make the video. I hope I answered your question. So, yes, it wasn't misleading. It was misleading because you wanted it to be. You get me? I think I said what I said, and I think that, But, of course, if you want it to be misleading and want it to be wrong, you're going to make it wrong, as many people do with the things in the Bible. Because, again, that's the same way we went from having 2 great commandments to having over 600 and something, because nobody wanted to obey the 2. You get that? So then it was given more. Nobody could keep the 10. So then they were given more and more and more, because everybody was trying to find a way around something to please their flesh, not the spirit. Thank you. Shalom.